Hey, what's up? Welcome to Father in Our Future. I'm Anthony Vandegrift. I'm not the perfect dad, but every day, just like you, I am trying to be better. I'm going to stick on this theme of I've moved and learned a thing or two. So I want to give you two things that have really stood out to me from this transition that I have made that pertains to me and my family. I want to focus on these two things. These are two things that I know that you know, but let me share a little bit from my, let's call it newfound perspective, and see if it can help you too. I want to break in real quick and let you know how much I appreciate you listening to the podcast. My prayer is that I can be a help and a blessing to you on your fatherhood journey. So if you're not already subscribed to the podcast, go ahead and subscribe. And if at any point you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email at fatheringourfuture@gmail.com. And if you want other good content, you can go to the website, check out the blog, and other free resources. Thank you again for listening. Be blessed. Do you remember when you became a dad and all of a sudden those New Balances just hit differently? There's something about fatherhood that impacts your wardrobe, and I'm happy to share that I can help you with that now. Fathering Our Future now has merch. We have sweatshirts and hats and other pieces of clothing that you will enjoy sporting as a father. Just go to fatheringourfuture.com, select merch, or click the link in the description of this episode and get you something that you will enjoy and be proud to wear as a dad. Dad, I want you to know I care about you and I am on your side. So I have a free gift for you. I've put together a 7-day devotional, extracted from my devotional, Following Our Father, to help you realign your identity as a dad, to be the dad that God has called you to be and that your children need you to be. Simply click the link in the description below and get your free 7-day devotional. All right, so as you know, I have made this big transition from Texas to Ohio. I am batch prepping some episodes right now, so if you look back to last week, you'll see exactly what you see this time. However, I'm getting a little more comfy in this lazy boy, and the fact that I can lean back and forth like this and move the microphone with me is actually, pretty nice, and I'm kind of enjoying this. If I fall asleep on the episode, I think I will have achieved the ultimate status as dad, so there's that. But as I've gone through all of this stuff, I've talked a little bit about the loneliness and the separation, but I will tell you, when I got back with my family, I felt like a totally different individual, and I hope to stay the way that I feel because I'm clear-headed and I feel like I'm way more involved and way more intentional, and I would have told you that I was trying to do a good job of those things back then. But now I look back and think I'm on a whole different level. And this is not to say that I'm better than you, because I will still very loudly and proudly say I am not the perfect dad. Every day I have to try. Every day I have to work at this. Fatherhood is a little bit like discipleship. And honestly, I think our three greatest values that we have in our lives, our priorities, God, our wives, and our children, I think those things kind of mirror each other in a sense. And what I mean by that is our relationship with God, our discipleship, that is a daily work. I loved the conversation that I had with Pastor Steve Schobert on what it really means to love God. Highly, highly recommend that you go and find that one. He talked about the daily work of discipleship is making sure that God is the one seated on the throne and that I'm not. Making sure that I'm just somewhere on the periphery looking on to the one on the throne who rightfully deserves to be on the throne. That is the daily work of discipleship. There's also a daily work of marriage, the daily work of saying, I am going to love my wife like Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. That's what happens with marriage. There is a daily commitment and devotion of the vows that we've made on the wedding day, that we will uphold them, and that we will continue this day to do what we have done on the days prior, to love as Christ has loved, to serve as Christ has served. And the same thing applies to fatherhood. With fatherhood, it is a commitment every day. I will strive to be the dad that my children need me to be. I will work at this. So while I feel like I have been super dad in somewhat of a sense, or at least I just have felt better as a father and as a husband. Maybe the distance did help the heart grow a little bit fonder, but I want to stay in this space. I want to make this attempt every day to serve the Lord in a way. And what's really been on my heart in that regard is it Psalm 19:14? Let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight. Lord, my strength, my rock, my redeemer. I want to make sure that the things that I do speak, that I speak in love, that in the way that I deal with my relationships with other people, that it's me yielding myself to the working of the Spirit so that the fruit of the Spirit can be evident in those relationships. And then that second part of that verse, the meditation of my heart, the things that I dwell on, the things that I'm thinking about. One of the things, this is not in my plan for this episode. I'm going to say this quick and then get to the other points real fast and wrap it up. But one of the things that has been very evident for me since I have moved, I have been extremely busy. And even before I moved, I had no desire to be on social media. I haven't posted reels or anything like that for Fathering Our Future. I never really used social media much for personal uses. But yeah, I did scroll through reels. And there are certain things, some comedic, that I enjoyed watching. I am somewhat musically inclined, and I like piano videos. I appreciate the full band videos. I appreciate good gospel music. Little things like that. I like card tricks. I like the little magic card tricks. So there's a couple of people that are really interesting that I enjoy watching their videos because it's amazing. I feel like a child all over again. And I can get lost in those things. I really can. And I observed a while back that it's very easy to lose 1-2+ hours of your time just doom scrolling. And even if it's stuff that you are interested in, it's very easy to get lost. And I have cut back significantly. I don't even carry my phone with me all the time. I will set my phone down. And my wife actually had to tell me, you need to keep your phone with you because I need to be able to get a hold of you. So I at least try to keep it in my pocket. But I got to a place to where I didn't really need it. And I didn't really want it. And the clarity that I have mentally, the peace that I have internally, I'm not grabbing for my phone because when there's a moment of boredom, I need to fill it. And let me just tell you, if you can take a week and just do nothing on social media, use your phone when you actually need to use it, not when you want to use it, but when you need to use it, and then be done. It's a game changer. You will appreciate how you feel. And let me just tell you this. I did a little live video this morning for the dads group, which, by the way, if you're a father listening to this and you want to be a part of a community on Facebook, there's a Fathering Our Future Dads Only group, and you can say what you need to say, feel how you need to feel, connect and get help however you need to. But I did a live video where I shared a little bit of what I'm going to talk about, and I would just highly recommend that if you can take that break, you're going to feel better. I'll be honest with you, I think I was going somewhere with that thought, but I kind of forgot. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off the wagon, because if you can get off your phone, it's going to be a huge blessing to you. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to be more involved in your family. You're going to have a deeper connection with your wife and with your kids. Now, let me talk to you about the two things that I actually started this episode to discuss. So, two things that have, since I've been back with my family, really just stuck out to me. The first, time is so precious. And I know that you know that. And this is not some new revelation, but time is so precious. When I was alone, time lingered. It was so slow paced. It was agonizing. I would find myself just sitting, not knowing what to do. And it's 2 p.m. I have a whole 8 hours left in the day. and I have no motivation to do anything to fill it with. So there's that perspective on time. But then I'm back with the kids, and then time is just cooking. Time goes so fast. The beautiful thing about kids is that you cannot disassociate kids with chaos. That's a package deal. So if you're thinking to yourself, I just want to eliminate some of the chaos in my home, you got kids. The only way to eliminate that is to get rid of your kids. And if you do that, then you're going to go to prison. So I would highly recommend that you work on the fatherhood side of things instead of trying to get rid of your kids so that you can get rid of the chaos. If you will reform that expectation, things will help. Things will be better. So with all the chaos and all the noise and all the craziness, I've found myself smiling more through it, being way more patient in it, because boy, did I miss it. It is so beautiful to just have time with your kids, with your wife, with your family as a whole, just to be together. Time can feel like it goes super fast, and that's fine, but at least I get it with them. I don't know that I can take how I feel about time and impute it into you, other than telling you the other side of the fence sucks. You thinking that if I could just get away and have my time to do what I want to do, nope. I will wrestle through the chaos with my family by my side to get stuff done. That's what I will do, because trying to not have them, I have no purpose and I have no motivation. So, time is precious. Remember that. And then the last thing is focus on love. Focus on love. There are so many components of fatherhood that are important and that are necessary, but I want to encourage you, above all else, to focus on love. So what I mean by that is you're not discrediting all the other things, because there's lots of things that are important when it comes to being a good dad, to being, the way that I like to put it, the dad that your kids need you to be. Because I don't think we get to call ourselves good dads. I think it's wrong of us to say, yeah, I'm a good dad. You might be trying to be a good dad. And if that's what you mean, then that's one thing. But at the end of the day, there's only one person who gets to say whether or not you were a good dad, and that's the kid. The kid gets to make that call. You don't get to make that call. Your kid does. So this is why I like to say, be the dad that your kid needs you to be. And I've talked about that. I'm not going to discuss that further. You can search back through the archives for some more details on that. But anyway, when we talk about focusing on love, there's a few things that I want to give you. Hey, if you're a new dad or choosing to embark on a fresh start as a father, I have a gift for you. I wrote a book a while back called Cut the Crap, Direct Tips for Becoming a Dad. I don't teach you how to change a diaper. That one's totally on you. But I do talk about 5 elements that you need to focus on as a dad if you want to be the dad your children need you to be. And this is completely free. It is yours. There's no strings attached. The only thing that I'd like you to consider is, if the book brings value to you as a father, make a contribution by going to fatheringourfuture.com/support. But you don't have to. Again, it is a free gift from me to you. The link is in the description after the end of the episode. Click it, get your copy, and I pray that it helps you. Everyone has an opinion on fatherhood, but there's only one place that we should actually look, and that's to God, our Father. That's why I wrote Following Our Father, a devotional for dads. In this, I cover 30 qualities and attributes of our Father in heaven that help us better understand our identity as dads. Each devotional is followed up with a daily step so that we can take the principles of our Father and immediately apply them to our own lives. This is a tool and a resource in your hands that will bless you. Click the link in the description and get yourself a copy of Following Our Father today. The first is, I want you to look for the little things. There are so many little opportunities for you to just do something surprising with your kids, something extra with your kids, something fun with your kids, to show them, I'm thinking of you and I want to do this with you and I want to give you something special, all because I love you. So there's a ice cream place close to where my kids are going to school. I picked them up one day, and before we went anywhere else, we just stopped and got ice cream. Random day. Nothing special about the day. It was just a random, let's get ice cream. Now, they have asked me every day since then, hey, do you think we can get ice cream? And, I have to deal with that battle, but I'll deal with that because one day it will happen randomly again, and the smiles will return. Yesterday, actually, I was hanging up a curtain rod in one of the upstairs bedrooms, and the way that our roof is on the back of the house, it is very, very lightly pitched downward. I mean, you're talking 10, 15 degrees, if that. It's near flat. And then beyond that point, you have a pretty decent amount of roof. Then there's an addition on the back where there is a metal roof that goes out significantly far. So I took JoJo on the roof. She's 4, and I climbed out of the window, walked around, pulled her up with me, told her to stay close to the house, and I just sat on the roof with her. And you should have seen the smile on her face because she got to go on the roof. Kids don't get to go on the roofs of their houses. Not always, not usually. And so it was this totally random, special thing. That wasn't hard. That didn't cost me anything. That was just me and my daughter sitting next to each other like we do so many other times. All I did was change the place. We sat on the roof. That's it. But it was a way of expressing, I want to do something special with you because I love you. So look for the little things. Also let them enjoy life. Right now, there's no fence on our property, and the kids can just run around the house, and they really enjoy that. There's a hill in the backyard, and they want to just run up and down and up and down and up and down. There's little things that they want to do. Let them do those things. Let them enjoy life. Yes, you need to teach your kids certain things. Yes, it's probably not a bad idea to involve your kids in particular extracurricular activities for the sake of discipline or knowledge, life skills that will help them in the long run. But you have to let them enjoy life too. I've heard some regimens that parents have with their kids, and I'm thinking, it feels like you're raising robots. It feels like maybe you're a bit too controlling. I know you get that leniency, and I know you get that opportunity as their parent, but I'm of the perspective that you need to let your kid enjoy life. Let them explore and let them do things their way. Not all the time, because they don't know everything that's right. That's what you're there for. But you play around with that limit. You play around with what that needs to look like in your home. Another way that you can show your kids that you love them, play their games. Play their games their way. I have found myself outside with my 3 kids who can be outside and walk around and actually function. Jules is, taking her time on the walking thing. She'll take 3 steps every once in a while, but she realizes that she can get somewhere faster by crawling, so she does. So with the other 3 kids, I'll go out and I'll play football. I'll throw the ball. And Frankie can throw the ball pretty well. Reagan, not so much. Doesn't catch very good. JoJo, she just squeals the whole time because she's just happy that I'm out there. And I will toss the ball to the girls in a very silly, simple way. And then I'll launch the ball at my son because I'm building a man. so that's fun, but I do it with all 3 of them. And it's the game their way and the way that they can play so that everyone is involved. And it's just silly. It's just fun. We do the same thing. We have a little Frisbee and we do the same thing. With Franklin, it's like, dude, run 1,000 yards away and let me see if I can get this to you. And with Reagan, she's got to be about 10 feet and 99% of the time she's going to drop it. And when Frankie throws the Frisbee to me very poorly, JoJo wants to be the one who just picks it up and brings it to me. And that's her role and that's what she wants. So play games with your kids the way that they want to play them. And then the last thing that I'll tell you is honor their requests to the best of your ability. Whenever you can, honor their requests. So my son, I had to go get him some new school pants because he put a hole in the pair that he had. So I had to go to the store, and he said, "Dad, can I go with you?" Of course you can. He wanted to go just me and him, boys trip. So when he asked for things like that, if it's not a big deal and I can accommodate it, absolutely. Yes, I'll do that. When the kids want a treat, yeah, absolutely. If I can do it, I will. I had one of those cherry berry lemonade, frosted lemonades from Chick-fil-A yesterday. I had it right before I picked up the kids from school. JoJo was already with me. Frankie and Reagan got into the car. Can I have a sip? As much as I would like to enjoy my stuff by myself, there's something about sharing with the kids that I'm a sucker for. So yeah, so we're passing this thing back and around. And eventually I was like, okay, the rest is mine. But half of it at that point was already gone. So it is what it is. But whenever your kid asks you to do something, whether it's, will you talk to me before bed? Or can we go for a walk? Or can we go sit outside? Or can you play this game? Or can we go over here? Can you take me to the park? When they ask for those little things, do your best to accommodate it. Now, you're not always going to be able to do that. That's just how life is. But when you can, do it. You might not always feel like doing it. But just because you don't feel like it doesn't mean you can't. I'm going to encourage you in those moments to push through, to set your feelings aside, and to try and live selflessly for your kid and serve them by honoring the request. If you have the ability to. There are going to be times where you have a schedule to keep, you have plans, and you've got to do particular things, and you're not going to be able to just accommodate everything. You're not. I wish you could. I wish I could. Just not how life goes. But when you can, not when you feel like it, when you can, do it. If you will focus on loving your kids, I think that's the best thing that you can do to ensure that you will be the dad your kids need you to be. So take these two things that have just become a little more evident and clear for myself through everything from this transition from Texas to Ohio. Time is so precious. It's so precious. It's so fragile. I have no plans to speak on the Charlie Kirk incident. It's awful that it happened. I'm not going to get into the politics. I think what has done, I am getting into it. I think what has been said about it has bothered me to some extent. Let me clarify what I mean since I'm getting into it. What has bothered me about it, there have been some people, I think most of the people have done honorable things in what they've said. Some people, I think, have attempted to capitalize on this, which seems a bit off. Some people have attacked him, which is atrocious. Some people have, I've seen posts where they've made their negative comments and then they've made their secondary posts saying it didn't take but so long for this to become an issue about me. And the whole time, the premise and the intent is I'm going to say something and I'm going to look for the opportunity to take the assassination of a man and then make it about myself. And that's disgusting. Anyway, it shouldn't have happened. And the big takeaways that I've shared privately in the group of dads on Facebook is one, time is precious. You never know when the final day is. And life could be taken from you like it was for Charlie. And you can't always control that. You can be the healthiest person. You can be the most disciplined in your exercise. You can do all of these things right. But that does not guarantee your life. It does not give you control of your days. Time is precious. So with it being precious, love your kids, love your wife, take advantage of that. And then I'll go ahead and give you the last thing that I shared in the group. Because life can be taken, and because everything is so precious, I want you to think about the flip side of that. Some guy got mad, I guess, at Charlie and thought, I'll take him out. I'll show him something. But Charlie doesn't feel anything now. Charlie's good. He's at peace. But who's broken is his family, his wife, and his children. So I would caution you, just with everything that did take place, consider your decisions, because the choices that we make have rippling consequences. And before you do something, whether it is what you say to your wife, what you say to your kids, what you do to your wife, what you do to your kids, what you say about them outside of the home to someone else, I just want you to pause and think, will my words or will my actions have a consequence that goes beyond what I'm considering? Because shooting Charlie Kirk doesn't get and hurt Charlie Kirk. That wounded his family. That's who was hurt. That's who was truly wounded in this whole exchange. So anyway, those are the two things that really stuck out to me. Time is precious. Hold your kids. Love your wife. And please consider your actions and your consequences, because the impact and the effect are your choices. I think I said consequences, but the consequences, the impact, the effects of your decisions probably goes beyond what you're considering. So just be more thoughtful before you decide to do things. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to get into that, and then I did. So here's me getting out of that. And here's me just reminding you what we talked about on the podcast today, because this went far longer than I wanted it to go. Time is precious. Value your time, and value that time with your family. And then focus on love. That's the second thing. Focus on love, and focus on it in different ways. Look for the small things that you can do for your kids, things that are surprising, things that are out of the box, things that don't have to cost money. You can sit on the roof. If you have a flatter roof, don't do it if your roof is pitched and super steep, because that's going to end poorly. But look for something surprising and little to do with your kids. Let them enjoy life. Enjoy life with them their way. And whenever they have a request, honor it whenever you can. Time is precious. Focus on love. Let's pray. Jesus, we thank you for loving us. We thank you for the gifts that you have given us, with the time that you have allotted to us to spend with them. I pray, God, that you would give us an awareness of time. I pray that you would help us to consider our days. While we cannot control how many days we get, we cannot number them ourselves. That is left up to you, and we trust you with those days and with the time. But God, help us to see the beauty in each moment. Help us to focus on the things that are blessings. Help us, God, to realize that there is some inevitable end that we cannot pinpoint. And while we cannot pinpoint that, what we can do is we can see the beauty and the blessings in the present. God, help us to do that. And help us to take upon ourselves your nature and your character, being a God who is love. Help us to focus on love with our children, with our wives. Help us to love like you have loved. And help us, God, to just enjoy these moments, to enjoy life with the ones that give us life, the ones who bring us life, the ones who actually help us have a life. Help us to love our wives and to love our children, and to enjoy the blessing of time that you have granted us with them. In Jesus' name, amen. If you need anything from me, I'm here for you. fatheringourfuture@gmail.com is how you can get a hold of me, and I'll do my best to help you to the best of my ability. Again, not the perfect dad, but I have learned a thing or two, and I'll give you what I know or connect you with someone who can better serve you than myself. But if you need me, I'm here for you, fatheringourfuture@gmail.com. But let me say this, I'm so appreciative that you have been with me. I appreciate the support, and it means a lot to me. So thank you for being with me today on this podcast episode. This is Fathering Our Future. I'm Anthony Vandegrift, and I hope you'll join me next time. Hey, one more time, I want to thank you for listening to Fathering Our Future. If you're not subscribed to the podcast, please do so wherever you listen and consider leaving a nice review because I would appreciate that. But if you're not connected to Fathering Our Future on social media, you can find it on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and there you're going to get some additional content on a more regular basis that you don't always get here on the podcast. Now, the last thing that I would like to ask of you is that you would consider becoming a financial partner of Fathering Our Future, because dads make a difference, and dads are not disposable. Dads are vital, and they are essential, and they are needed. And the impact that dads make doesn't just reside in the home, but it has a ripple effect that goes to churches and communities and culture. And I'm inviting you to be a part of equipping and empowering and educating dads to be the dad that God has called them to be and that their children need them to be. You can become a financial partner with Fathering Our Future. It can be a one-time contribution, a monthly commitment. But by doing that, you play a direct role in impacting dads. You can check the link in the description below. You can pray about it. You can get on board. And I thank you in advance for becoming a part of Fathering Our Future in a special and a dynamic way. God bless you.